Hello, everybody, and welcome to Optimism Fractal. We're here at our 17th meeting, and I have the pleasure of being here with Marc from Advanced Blockchain, and Zaal from Z Talent, and Abraham at ETHDenver, and Rosemary, and Tadas, and we're also the pleasure of being joined by Zeugh and Gabriel, who are joining for the first time as well. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hope that you're having a fantastic day. We're going to play the respect game as we always do here. I'm going to give a quick little presentation to show what is Optimism Fractal for people who aren't familiar, and then we're going to go into break rooms and play the game. If anybody would like to share anything on their mind or say a quick hello before we get in the presentation, then feel free. I know Abraham was sharing some cool updates about ETHDenver, so hope everybody's enjoying, hope everybody's looking forward to that. But yeah, feel free to say hello. Otherwise, I'll just jump into the presentation as well.
Yeah, hey, from ETHDenver. Just giving a heads up, there's so much cool building going on here. There's like dozens of teams. People are building all kinds of stuff from ZK rollups to DeSci. And there's lots of bounties people are trying to get and lots of new technology to learn. So it's really fun. The vibe is really positive. People are really collaborating. It's great.
Awesome. Well, thanks for reporting for us, Abraham, and looking forward to seeing you there soon, and hope to meet a lot of cool people there. And also looking forward to hearing from everyone here. And yeah, so I'll just give it the presentation because we got to start pretty soon. But sounds awesome. And for anybody who's not familiar, we are at Optimism Fractal. So welcome, welcome. You can learn more at optimismfractal.com. Optimism Fractal is a community dedicated to fostering collaboration and awarding public goods creators and optimism. We're creating an abundant future and awesome experiences. It's a great place to meet optimists. We host weekly events every Monday at 17 UTC, and it provides a great place to network and make friends and collaborate with talented innovators. And we play what we call the respect game, which is a consensus game where participants share what they're doing to help optimism and then earn respect and rank each other's contributions. Respect is a soul-bound token and has all sorts of cool things that we'll discuss and we'll grow with. And it's also a great place to promote your work since we produce these videos as well on optimismfractal.com/media and on YouTube. So we're very aligned with Optimism Collective and the Optimistic Vision, and we're also building tools to enable these kinds of games too. You can learn more at optimismfractal.com, and we post each week in the governance forum. Rosemary put out a post here in the Optimism Fractal weekly events post where you can learn more. We recently also published the video from the 12th meeting too, so you can watch our previous meetings to learn more about what's going on and see everybody's work and see all the cool things that we're doing. So encourage you to check it out on the Optimism forums, and then also in our Discord as well, and on the websites where you can look at all the past episodes and the YouTube channel, and also on Twitter or X and Farcaster we post too. So we appreciate if people like and retweet and share and so forth. We put out lots of great posts on all these different channels. So thanks everybody for being here, and feel free to invite friends. We love to meet more people and help people cooperate with these really great consensus games. And we meet every Monday at 17 UTC, although we're thinking about maybe changing that too. I just put out a post about that, but you can learn more at lou.ma/optimismfractal, and we'll share all the updates in the Discord. And if you're not familiar with Optimism, optimism.io, it is building on Ethereum, building a super chain to create a better, more sustainable internet and public goods rewarding mechanisms for everybody. Really great stuff going on at optimism.io that I recommend you check out. If you're not familiar, well, you can learn more about the Optimism Collective and the dedication to rewarding both goods creators. They also, Farcaster is a great app built on Optimism, by the way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play the respect game for the next just about 40 minutes, 48 minutes or so, right after the presentation. And then we're also going to have a planning session. We started doing this over the past month or so, where for a half hour after the respect game, we also discuss creating the future of Optimism Fractal and how to plan out our next steps and so forth. So everybody's welcome to leave whenever you need to, but if you'd like, you're very welcome to stick around for the following half hour as well to get more involved, ask any questions, and help guide the future. I did put out a message in Discord today that I think we might want to consider changing the time because it's at the same time as the Optimism Grants Council office hours. So please feel free to let us know if there's any times. I suggested maybe Thursday, but I'm not really sure yet. Just kind of putting it out there. And we do have a consensus process where we can make this decision. And there have been 5 counselors who registered for this week, which you can see on our snapshot over here. So we'll get more details here. If that's a lot of information for anybody new, then no worries. We'll get into more detail. We also have a Notion page where we're discussing topics and stuff like that we can get into. But now what we're going to do is we're going to play the respect game, which you can learn about. This is optimismfractal.com/details, where you can see like the simple overview. Basically, each participant, we're going to go into breakout groups with 3 to 6 people in each group, and then each participant will share what they've been doing to help optimism, or just generally introduce yourself and share what you're doing. Even if you're new to optimism, that is totally cool. And then we're going to work to reach consensus after each person takes 4 minutes to share what they did on who did the most to help optimism. in the past week or recently, and then who did the second most, who did the third most, and who did the fourth most. And then based on that, people get respect, and people who help more will get more respect. There's also a lot more details about this in video tutorials at optimistics.io/respect game. Optimistics being the team that created the respect game in Optimism Fractal, where you can see more in-depth discussions there. So maybe I'll share that in the chat for anybody who's new. But that's basically how it works. And then feel free in your breakout room to ask any questions to people who are there. And I suppose we can get headed in there. Sound good, everybody?
Yeah.
Ready?
One question, very quick. I will have to drop in about 20. Is that a problem to the game? I don't want to disrupt the game by living in the middle. If that would disrupt the game, then I'm happy to play next week. I don't want to kind of break the game by living in the middle, if that would be a problem.
Okay, well, thank you for letting us know. I would definitely like to get the experience of playing it, so I think that's fine. I think when you go to your breakout room, just ask if you can present first, if you can go first or second, maybe, so that you'll be able to go and share what you've been up to and introduce yourself during that first 20 minutes. And then usually at the end of it, we also post consensus results on chain too. So I don't know exactly how that will work, but we'll figure it out. And I would encourage you to stick around, just try it and just go in the first time, and then we'll figure out how to make it work well.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, so cool. I suppose we'll get into it, and yeah, really looking forward to hearing more about you and sharing your work with the audience, Zeugh and Gabriel as well. So, but I suppose just in the essence of time, we'll just start up with the breakout room now, and then everybody will get a chance to speak there, and then we'll get back in the planning session where we can discuss more as well.
So, Dan, hey Dan,
Hey.
can you send me the invite for join the group? I think I clicked not now by chance.
Yes, I'll try to do it now. Move to it says you're still able to go in room 2, so you don't have the invite that button right now to be able to click it, you mean?
Oh, here I found room 2. I
Okay.
join. Okay.
Okay,
Bye
cool.
bye.
I'll see you there. Bye.
And education. Great to meet you.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
What's up, Gabriel? Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Doing well. Were you saying there's something, Marc, did you want to continue or?
Oh no, I was just introducing myself to Zeugh. Nice to good to meet him. Have not seen him here yet. Same with Gabriel, but it's great to be here.
Cool. Likewise. Yeah, I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you joining as always, Marc. You're doing incredible work. So I've really been enjoying following you and getting to know you each time you can make it here. And then very excited to collaborate, of course. And then Zeugh and Gabriel, I checked out both your profiles after I saw you registered for the event last week or a few days ago, and it looked like you're both up to really interesting stuff. So looking forward to learning more about you and hearing from you and seeing what we can do together.
Yeah, awesome. Can I start talking?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, nice. I and Zeugh are working together in Blockful. So here in Blockful, we are building public goods and ecosystem, right? So we are a development company focused in building public goods. So and solve some governance problems. Okay. Right now, last week we proposed a solution for Optimism that is in the privacy and ZK solutions. So we are right now building a solution for privacy voting, privacy feedback, privacy sharing. So the voting is running. I think this week we had an update that is in review, and we are very excited to build it with you guys. I think Zeugh can talk with a little about this too.
I think we go next. I don't know if we go one by one or if we go presentation of yourself and then chat around it and then next person. I don't know how the flow works.
Yeah, usually the way it works is that one person will go and then they can pick the next person to go, or if somebody wants to volunteer to go next. But just one thing I'll say first is Gabriel all sounds really interesting. And also, I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm not sure if it's Gabriel or Gabriel, so please feel free to correct me if I am mispronouncing it. But that sounds super interesting. Thanks so much for joining, and I'm looking forward to learning more. And you do have up to 4 minutes to speak, so I think you only took like a minute or maybe two there. So if you wanted to provide more details about it, or more
Okay.
more details about yourself, then you can feel free to speak for a few more minutes as well.
Yeah, sure. Talking a little more about my background, I worked in finance all like my entire life. I worked in stocks, before joining in blockchain industry, and right now I work with I'm like a project manager and operations manager here in Blockful, and I usually join in community talks, and I always looking for talk with ecosystem, blockchain ecosystem, to see how we can help, how we can like create new solutions, and always focus on governance. uh, our solution for Optimism, we built it like last week, so it's a draft of how can we improve privacy on Optimism exclusively in the first time. So like we can integrate on Snapshot that is already been used for Optimism. We can integrate these solutions in Agora that is open source solution too. So that is what we are building right now for Optimism. And I think this talks will be very nice to keep you guys updated about the solutions. Other things that we had built were developer experience solutions. We worked very close with ENS, Ethereum service. So we are right now official service provider for them. So this is strong our thesis for helping ecosystem thrive. So one of our missions there is developing developer tools for improve the developer experience for the entire ecosystem. We are building some mechanisms to like have referral mechanisms to create more how can I say, he create more markets beyond the NS ecosystem. So yeah, it's something like this. I think 4 minutes it's a lot.
Okay, well, sounds good. Fascinating. It seems like excellent work and really looking forward to learning more. If you did feel like sharing any links as well, so we could dive deeper into it, then that would be cool. Also, by the way, something I forgot to mention too is you can share your screen if you do want to show us anything. And then so if you want anything more, Gabriel, then feel free. But otherwise, I think Zeugh is ready to go next too, so we can pass on to Zeugh as well.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Well, as Gabriel said, we're working together in Blockful. Actually working both with Blockful and Finance.app. I think Blockful is more directly related to what we're here to talk about, that is OP, as we are building this tooling for allowing ZK voting and some more private interactions for governance and community. What I normally do is to call myself a coordination nerd, which has been for those last 2 years, working full-time DAOs, just exploring different paths to improve that, which been pretty interesting now with Blockful to match this view of improving human coordination. One of the case solution, and the other one is this possibility of making a ENS resolver to edit your ENS metadata from
I think Zeugh
cement
just
the
froze.
solution.
Yeah,
I froze for a second.
Yeah, you froze. Yeah. Do you mind repeating the last like sentence or two you said there?
Yeah, we're also building this resolver for ENS to kind of substitute what's been done now with Uniswap or with Coinbase, where they have the subdomain and you get your ENS domain as one of their subdomains, but most of that is done off-chain. So we're trying to find a way to allow for an L2s for you to use the ENS as its main protocol of everything on chain by communicating those changes with a better gas pricing, let's say. Thinking that OP might be a very good first point to do that, as right now thinking of L2s and coordination, for sure, OP is the one shining brightest. Outside of Blockful, I'll also be building Nance.app with like we're our governance automation tool or stack of tools by this point, integrating like this most common kit that we see DAOs around using of running a Discord, a snapshot, and a multi-sig. So the focus there is looking at governance as something cyclical. So everything you do in your routine work or anything like that that's needs to have attention, has a day where it happens in your week. Governance proposals likely should too, right? You shouldn't have to be paying attention every single day all the time. So we work with this concept of governance. People can know when things are actually happening, like what's the date where votes go to vote, or proposals move to temperature check, or proposals are entering discussion in those steps, and we make the movement between those steps. Things can pass from discussion to voting to on-chain voting, all without needing a lot of hands by governance steward. We are now looking into OP, and because of the discourse, so we're moving towards making the AI summaries for the discussions and the proposals. We have the system running with Discord. We want to build it to discourse too. So we're studying a little bit of OP's Discord usage to be able to propose something that really fits there. And apart that, a bunch of other small projects just consulting for DAOs. But not too much building for OP, more like using OP either for hypercerts or funlock protocol, or just for having our tokens there. That's a preferred place you have. So been launching a few DAOs using OP as main plate, but on the building it's mostly around man. Also working with Blockful, joined the scene recently. Very excited to see all the things that we are gonna be bringing into OP pretty soon. That's it. Curious to hear more about you two. Also, I'll pop on Marc to be the next one to tell us a little bit.
Cool.
If anyone has questions first, also feel free. But I don't know.
Yeah. Quick question. You said, is it Blockful? What's the URL that we can go to like find more about what you guys are building?
I just pasted on the chat.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm excited to dig into it a little bit more. I'll go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see. Just a moment. I think I gotta go into the system preferences.
Okay.
Okay, I do, Dan, I think I will need to just quit and reopen to be able to share my screen, so I will come right back into here. Will I be able to join the breakout room?
Yes. Once you join again, then I'll get a notification to send you here. So you can leave and come right back, and then
10 seconds. Sorry, guys.
Okay, no problem. Perhaps while he's going, so this is fascinating. It looks like you guys are on to really cool stuff. Thank you so much for joining us here at Optimism Fractal, and then sharing it and introduce yourself as well as all the work you've been doing. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. If you'd like, I can perhaps for anybody who's watching, I can share my screen with the links you just shared, and then maybe if you want to talk a bit more about it while Marc is getting ready to come back. Sound good?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So I see you shared 3 links in the chat, and There's Blockful.io, optimizing human coordination through decentralized technology. And then there is the Grants Council, where you have the proposal you made. I just scrolled down to one part of it. I have to add Marc back here now too. And then there's also the Nance.app too. So I see Marc is joining back again. So perhaps he can get going pretty soon. But is there anything you wanted to add for the audience while we have this up on the screen to like provide a bit more detail about it, or anything you're going to people checking out?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. This is our website then. So our mission is optimize human coordination, as Zeugh said before. So we are focused on decentralized technology to use these to build tools for governance, like we said. Okay, if you scroll down, you can see our some of the ecosystem that we're working on. Some of a lot of more details of how we work with DAOs and protocols and the ecosystem. You can scroll more down, and we focus on protocols, DAOs, and entrepreneurs that want to build solutions for Web3 governance or Web3 ecosystem in general. Scrolling more down, you can see how we work with these ecosystems. Like we have developers inside working with us, and we have an offer for them. So this is a little about how we work with this ecosystem, like saving money, building fast, full support, prioritization, your business, right? This is a little about our team and the events that we went. So last year we went for a lot of events in the ecosystem, like DevCon, DevConnect, and some other events around the world. And a little about clients said about us, what the impact that we did in the ecosystem, right? So yeah, it's a little about us, our website to say. If you go to the Optimist proposal in the next link, so yeah, awesome. This is this is a proposal for extended ENS compatible for Optimism ecosystem. So this proposal will be we allow any user or for Optimism use ENS. So I don't remember if you guys saw the link, the Twitter of Vitalik saying that any layer 2 needs to have ENS on their ecosystem. So after that, as we are official service provider of ENS, as you can see in the other link that you open, we are right now using the ENS stack for building in Optimism governance, right? So this proposal will allow any user to use ENS in the Optimism and we can scale this ecosystem with more affordable. So users we don't need to pay a lot to use ENS and are allowed to integrate ENS in the whole ecosystem, right? So this is a solution that we are waiting for approval.
Okay, super cool. Thank you so much, Gabriel and Zeugh, for the great work. I see Marc is here, so I should pass it over to Marc and make sure he gets a chance to go. And perhaps I know Zeugh said he had to go pretty soon too, so I want to make sure we have time for that. But I recommend people check it out. This is blockful.io, and then he shared the link. We'll put this in the show notes as well for the Optimism Fractal video, so people can find this link here and learn more. And then there was also the Nance.app too, which perhaps we can go into more details about after Marc goes. So sound good? And thanks. Well, it sounds awesome. I think I looked into Nance too, and it looks like super interesting and helpful too. So very excited to learn more. It seems like you guys are doing really awesome work. And welcome back, Marc.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Sorry about the little technical difficulties there. All right. Are you able to see our screen here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just a quick introduction again. Marc, I'm a CEO and co-founder of Advantage Blockchain. So we are all about blockchain education as well as investing. So we've been doing blockchain advisory and education for the past 8 years, as well as we run a fully crypto native and fully on-chain fund. So that's where we do the investing side of things. So Optimism is a pretty large part of our portfolio. It's our second largest holding outside of ETH. We're also top 100 delegates in OP, so we're excited to contribute on that end. I mean, up here we've just got a couple charts we're always watching. This is the OP chart relative to ETH. That's an important one if there's any traders out there. And we're also obviously always watching the Ethereum chart. We've got here kind of a chart that we made. This is our road to 10K ETH. I'm sure you guys are all waiting for this day to come, but we've are pretty strong believers that this will be the case. So as far as our contributions to Optimism in the last week or really month, Dan, I appreciate you hosting these things every week. We're typically kind of in the cadence of coming about once a month, so we'll have decent updates each time. So I'm sure I believe we haven't met since last time where I was where Advantage Blockchain was basically contributing to you guys's mission request. We were trying to put in a really good word for you there. I'm not sure if it ended up getting passed or not. I know there was some feedback on that, but aside from you guys's, we did about probably 10 different mission requests that we went through and either approved most of them or just provided feedback as far as the DAO and governance. That was actually our first time really utilizing the fact that we're a top 100 OP delegate. And so, we made a lot of thoughtful responses there. That was something that we actually still have to get back to and, read all of the responses to our responses, right? It's a pretty big responsibility, not only giving input to all these different things, but then, going in and being a part of the active ongoing conversation. We have a lot of different duties and responsibilities at AB, so just the OP governance is not our only role, but we are definitely trying to be as active as possible. So just quick question, Dan, did that end up getting the 4 approvals that it needed, or was it not fully approved? Do you know?
It did get the 4 approvals, but it did not get the I think it was 13.1 million OP to bring it and actually give it the budget. So we made it to the final round, but it didn't get fully approved. But I really, really appreciate your help, though. That was super awesome.
Got it. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I think that is definitely a step to get you guys going there. So hopefully by next time around, we can get things going all the way through. I think I just noticed too that we got promoted with our respect level within the governance forum, which is awesome. So we're excited about that. Other than governance, massive contribution that we've been doing has been on Warpcast and on Farcaster. I'm not sure if the members here are familiar with Farcaster or if the audience is, but it is really an incredible platform that we've been using a ton. Advantage Blockchain has built I think close to 30 different channels on Farcaster and on Warpcast. Basically trying to just carry forward our mission of educating the public on all things crypto, all things blockchain, Ethereum, of course, and Optimism as well. So I'll just take you guys through some of our biggest pages. I definitely encourage you guys to follow us. We're just at AB1 Advantage Blockchain on here, and then you can also check out several of our channels. I'll just take you through maybe the kind of our top biggest educational ones. I mean, we started the education channel, which is, of course, we've only been on Warpcast for about less than a month now, but it's a really exciting place for us because this is like the one place that we've found where we can actually carry out all the aspects of our mission as AB, which is to educate, really research, education, and investing, right? So we can, not only is there an insane amount of alpha on this platform, I mean the community on here is very, very just tapped in to all things on chain. So research comes easy, but as well as education, we're curating a lot of educational content, trying to put it into a few different good channels for other people to come on and just learn. And then the investing goes hand in hand as well. I mean, basically every user on Warpcast, pretty much has a wallet tied to their account. So it's like there's never been a place for you to go socially promote things that you're doing and talk about things and discuss, but also, have actual capital tied to your account to be able to move around super quickly. So as far as some of our top channels. Like I said, Advantage Blockchain has started about 30, about 20 to 25 of which are active. We're trying to get all of them pretty active. I'd say about half of those are kind of education and blockchain focused. The other half are kind of just totally random, different lifestyle, snowboarding, sports, jokes, some meme pages, some music pages and whatnot that we're trying to foster activity in. So I would say just for the point of the Optimistics, I'd say definitely you guys should go follow education, right? We're trying to constantly post. We've just reposted Sasano, but we're daily posting all different things about both Ethereum and OP, and as well as Base. We're getting very tapped into the Base community, which as we know is built on the OP stack, so that is very beneficial. Promoting them and getting very tapped into their community, I see. Our team sees at least as kind of hand in hand in the Optimism ecosystem. So education channels, kind of more longer form content. I would urge everyone to check out. We've also got an infographics page, which is just going to be a lot of visual things. Typically blockchain focused, high quality. We have a page, a channel UEV. So that is kind of a term that we have coined and have been pushing for a few years now. It's all about user extractable value. Play on miner extractable value, of course, but really trying to get people to actually get value from using the blockchain, right? We have a ton of respect for all the builders. You guys are doing crazy, awesome, complicated things, but there's even more so than builders. There's, probably 10 to 100 times as many users. So what we try to do is help them understand the blockchain and help them, point them in the right places to all of these different really cool tools that exist. So that they can actually, gain value from blockchain. This kind of started maybe back in 2020, typically like airdrop hunting and farming. Before that was really even a term, but more so, even further than just trying to get airdrops. We're trying to help people use and understand all different kinds of tools on chain, especially in the OP and the Base ecosystem. So UEV is definitely one of our, good channels as well as far as education goes. And then lastly, I would say, I'd urge you guys to check out Men. This is our a Moon Men channel. We got the name just Men because we figured that might get to a little bit more traffic. But this is for the investors out there who are, it's sort of like a gentleman's troll box. I don't know if there's any former Poloniex users out there, but one really cool feature that Poloniex, the exchange, had way back in the day was a troll box. That was just a chat that anyone could write in and share investment ideas, which was, the troll box on there was very chaotic. We're trying to basically recreate a much cleaner, more mature kind of space for people to, talk about both TradFi and, on-chain investment opportunities, right? So, you'll see posts about OP, about Base, and about the Ethereum ecosystem on here pretty frequently. And that's, I think, a cool channel for anyone else who's interested in. That you can just scroll here. We've actually, I guess, lastly, we made an AB channel to basically aggregate all of our big AB announcements. And you can see here is a post that we made about 17 days ago that covers all the different channels that we've made. So we've got all different kinds of categories for things, from gaming to music to education. And yeah, I'd encourage you guys to go check out any of these channels if you have any interest in any of these things. Give them a follow, post in them, and really just get active on Farcaster, because the Base and the Optimism community on there is definitely very flourishing, and it's really excited to be a part of that, and for us as non-developers but sort of architects and educators to have such a great place to be able to build ourselves with just a good amount of content and content curation. So yeah, I would say that's pretty much the bulk of kind of what we have been up to in regards to the Optimism Collective. And then I'm excited to check out, Gabriel, some of these things that you guys posted, get some more votes in and activity as far as the governance side of things. Excited to look into what you guys have been building as well.
All right.
Awesome, man.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Marc. That's a bunch of really awesome stuff there. I appreciate you joining, do all the excellent work with Advantage Blockchain and Farcaster. I'll jump in. I just got a message from the other group and they're just about done, so I'll try to be pretty quick with my presentation. I've also I've mean to use a timer, but it doesn't work with Zoom sometimes, so I'll just try to just wing it and just make sure that I go pretty quick. But either way, I hope you all enjoy. And here's what I've been doing to help Optimism lately. Um, Okay, so I've been working a lot with Optimistics, which is the team that I started Optimism Fractal with. And so that's Optimistic.io. I think everybody has probably seen that by now, but a lot of the projects I've been doing are basically with Optimistic. So, and I've been adding to the Optimism Fractal Notion page a lot throughout the week. There's just like a bunch of like projects that I'll add throughout here about, for example, integrate the Optimism Fractal web app with Privy, which I've been working a lot this week, and improving the notification system so people can go and see posts when they're recently posted, or like notifications when things in Discord get recently posted. I have lots of like projects and tasks here. I was meaning to organize like my presentation better today, so it might be a bit of a disorganized presentation. But this is basically like kind of an overview of a lot of where I've been working at. I've also been working on Farcaster too, so I, like Marc, have been getting really into it. That's actually where I created a Optimism Fractal channel like a couple weeks ago, and then there's a couple people who asked about what it is. So this week I got the chance to respond and give a little more details. That's also where I said GM to Zeugh as well. So there's all sorts of great stuff. I also started posting the Optimism channel and promoting the Optimism Fractal event, as well as the videos channel, and promoted the recent video as well. And I've been thinking about different plans to also grow with Farcaster. I have a project in the Optimism Fractal projects, by the way, for explore integrations with Farcaster and Optimism Fractal, that I've been like just constantly adding to with all these ideas and organizing, because I think that the combination of respect to Optimism Fractal and respect game plus plus Farcaster has like some really powerful abilities to make social media like really awesome. So I also worked on provide a lot of guidance with the thumbnail. I work closely with Rosemary every week on doing promotions for Optimism Fractal and for Optimistics in general. So we go back and forth. She makes like wonderful art, and then we go back and forth to figure out the best messaging for all the different communities, and the best art for all the different communities, because we have multiple different audiences between Optimism and the Fractal communities, and other audiences. And I hosted the meeting with the Optimistics as well, where we discussed, I was thinking of the time change a lot. And I've also been working with another friend who has a really exciting project. He's interested in using the Respect game. So I've been figuring out how to get our app upgraded to be ready to be more accessible for like a mainstream use. And then also I've been planning out missions for Fractal Joy. So our missions for creating videos didn't get approved directly, but I've been working on creating a mission similar to Gabriel and Zeugh did for the missions for Optimism, to start something called Fractal Joy, which will be basically an organization that will, one, provide educational content, and have like a kind of academy or institute where people can learn about optimism, as well as about consensus games and fractals and stuff. This note's like really messy, so I don't know if I should really show it much, but I'm looking into legal structures and all sorts of different stuff and making these grant requests. And yeah, and then another part will be having a grants foundation too, so people can earn funding by joining Optimism Fractal events directly. And we've also been working on different ways that we can create lists where people can earn from Retro PGF by earning respect in Optimism Fractal. So figuring out ways that we could have a funding entity to provide an example for Retro PGF. So when people participate in Optimism Fractal and do things that Optimism Fractal likes, then they can get funded from there. While also in general, just spreading joy. I think that could be like the mission for Fractal Joy. But it's kind of early, so I'll share more details about that next week and in the coming weeks. Like I said, I've been looking to this app called Privy a lot, which allows you to really easily sign up to apps. So that's one of the things I've been looking into and speaking with our developers on our team about. And I've also been in contact with the founders of HATS Protocol as well, and several different team members who've been building with HATS Protocol. It's a super helpful coordination tool, which I imagine might have a lot of synergies with Blockful as well. Looking forward to seeing how they might compose, and also with Nance.app too. But I've been in contact with the founders here, and I have a project that's pretty detailed, similarly for all different kinds of things we want to integrate with. So there's lots of things there, but maybe I'll just keep it short for now, and share more details about this when it comes up soon. And I've also been working on a system where everybody in different breakout rooms can take videos and how we would do that. So just kind of been thinking about this one, but I can share more details with that in the future as well. I provide feedback for Tadas, who's a developer on the Optimistics team, and he's doing great work figuring out how to reward people with Retro PGF with Optimism Fractal. So I've provided a lot of feedback there, and I've been helping to lead the discussion. And then also at Eden Fractal, which is another event at a community where we've been pioneering these processes for the past couple years, like the Respect game. I hosted a meeting about collaborations with Optimism Fractal and talked a lot about optimism and collaborating with the Optimism Collective. So we have a video there that's coming out soon, and you can check out edenfractal.com and look at all our videos to learn more about our collaborations with Optimism there as well. last year I supported and I helped refine these messages for the promotions, and I also participated in Zaal's event. He's starting the Zaal with the respect games to use, and also he hosted a music competition that was really cool too. So I've been supporting him there, and I also have been supporting the metagame community too. I've been in contact with Peth, who's doing really cool stuff in the Web3 space, and he's been interested in respect game as well. So that's it for now. And I suppose we can get into playing the respect game. And oh, I should start up the fractogram group, so I'll start that up right now. Gabriel, do you have Telegram?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm going to start up a Telegram group and then send the link uh, in the Zoom chat so that we can all play the game there, because that's the app that we currently use. We use a Telegram client. And if anybody has any questions or comments for anybody, it'll take me like 30 seconds or so to get this started up, but feel free to share any questions or comments.
Okay, yeah, well, very cool initiatives. I think my question is, how can I get access for this notion? For me to take a look and see how we can improve and do more contributions for the ecosystem. I think this is the thing.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll share the link with you in a moment, and I really appreciate that. And so the page is public, but in order to edit it and to comment on it and so forth, then you have to have access. And so if you wanted to send me, if you want to PM me your email, then I can give you full access to be able to make any comments and stuff there and any edits.
Yeah, I send it in the chat here.
Okay, sounds great. I will send that momentarily, and I'll also send in the chat the Fractogram group too. So you can join this group now, and this is where we'll be reaching consensus.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going into the fractal to vote.
Can I invite Zeugh for this chat group in Telegram?
Yes, if he's available to participate. Do you know? Well, I should ask. So the way this would work is we're going to play the respect game where we each work to reach consensus about our contributions. So it would be great if Zook can join, but I don't know if he's too busy because we're going to be using this for the next like 10 minutes or so. So do you think he'll be able to participate in it, or is he busy in another meeting or something right now?
No, I think I think he's busy right now. Yeah.
Okay. So I suppose what we should do is I'll just I actually have another account in here. I have like a second account that I have as a backup. It's called Dogman. And so maybe what we'll do is we will just act as if Dogman is Zug. So if you think, for example, that Zug did the most to help Optimism this week and you want to rank him level 6 so he gets the most respect, then rank Dogman as level 6. And then afterwards we'll follow up with Zug for his Optimism account. He had put in the message that he had to go, but talk soon. Thanks for sharing and thanks for listening. So yeah, how's that sound? We'll just rank Dogman as Zug, and then afterwards we'll reach out to and figure his account out so he can get respect as well.
Okay.
Okay, sounds great. And Gabriel, I just gave you access to the Optimism Fractal Notion page. So thanks again for your interest. Really appreciate that. Feel free to reach out, share any comments there or in the Discord, or if you want to directly message me and ask any questions about how you can get involved, I appreciate it. And if you want if Zug wants to be a part of that as well, then happy to invite him as well.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for the class. Thanks for the meeting. All right.
I had a feeling
Very welcome.
Dogman was your burner, Dan.
Oh yeah, had you seen him around before? Or...
No, just kidding.
Okay. Yeah, before I was. What's that?
Sounds like a pretty lovable username.
Mm.
You're a pretty lovable guy, so
Oh, thanks, Marc. I appreciate that, and likewise. And yeah, before I was Dan publicly, I was Dogman for several years online. So, but yeah, so I just put up a prompt where it says, "Please enter your Optimism account as a reply to this message." And by the way, we only have about 8 minutes at the top of the hour, so we should try to reach consensus pretty quickly. So if everybody could find their just copy and paste their Optimism account as a reply to this message, then we can get started with the ranks.
Yep. Not on right now.
Dan, can I ask you which account is Optimism account, man?
Just your public key. It should be the same public key as you have for Ethereum too.
Oh, okay, the wallet
Yep.
overall, right?
Yep.
Just a second.
Sure thing.
Replying in private, right? Or not?
For the account, if you just post it as a response in the group, it's called OF17.
Okay, in the group. Right.
Yeah. And just do it as a response to the message where it says,
Okay.
yep. No, it should be, I think you did it as a response to pinned message, but if you could just do it as a response to where it says, please enter your Optimism account as a reply to this message.
What? Let's see. How can I did that?
You don't have to delete it. I think if you just go ahead and just, if you're on computer or mobile, if you hit right click and then just make sure you hit the where it says, please enter your Optimism account. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And now I'll put out the poll for level 6. So now for level 6, you can vote for whoever you think should be who did the most for optimism over the past week or just in general lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's got to be the real dog, man.
I did actually rename Dogman to Zeugh, so you can just do Zeugh. I forgot about that feature.
I'm voting for you, Dan.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Marc. I appreciate that.
Appreciate your work, man. You guys are doing a lot.
Likewise, you're doing a lot too, and I appreciate your appreciation and really appreciate what you're doing too.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so it looks like I have consensus here. Gabriel had 1 vote and I have 2 votes. That's 66% consensus. So in the interest of time, I'll just say I accept that and thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then we'll move on to level 5. Yeah, and the way this works, in case it wasn't clear, Gabriel, is we have to make sure we get at least 66% consensus. And if we didn't, then we'd have to talk and figure out how to get consensus so we can all get respect. Okay, and there's 2 votes in now. And we have a split consensus. So there's 1 vote for Zeugh, 1 vote for Marc, and 1 vote for Gabriel. Would anybody like to advocate either way or motivate us to change our minds?
Yeah, we pretty selfishly voted for ourselves. I'm happy to move it over to Mr. Novak here.
Think about. Can I vote for myself? Is that true?
It is allowed to vote for yourself, yes.
Okay.
And it's not selfish either. It's totally up to you. If you think that you deserve it, then that's totally up to you to choose to vote for yourself.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you. So now I'll put up level 4. And I'll just say also it's often very difficult because to choose because like both you guys are doing amazing work in different ways. And it looks like we have consensus for Marc at level 4, unanimous consensus. And then that means that Zeugh will be level 3. There might be some mess up though because just the software kind of gets a little bit wiggy when we add a new person, but they didn't add it in. This is one of the things we're aiming to do with the new app, but I'll just put Zeugh in there as well. And then, do you have any idea what Zeugh's account, Gabriel, is? I think I missaid that sentence. Gabriel, comma, do you have any idea what Zeugh's account is that we could add here, or should we just reach out to him and ask him what his account is?
I think we can ask him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So I suppose we should hold off on posting the consensus, or maybe we should just post the consensus with us 3. And Do you know how long he might take to get back to us? I meant to ask him before we left, but I forgot to do that.
Maybe about 30 minutes, I think.
Okay. Well, the way it works is we're supposed to get our consensus results within an hour. So um, I suppose I'll just generate the consensus results right now and see if it works. And then what we can do is if you could please message him now, then I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely able to sign on chain right now. I'm not sure that we'll be able to in after the next 10 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. So what we'll just do is, we'll just make sure we get submitted now, and then we have the council process where we did this last week as well, where somebody couldn't get their account in. So we'll just make a proposal to the council to add in Zeugh's account afterwards. But for now, what you can do is, and what I'll request you do is where it says, based on the latest poll, there seems to be a result, and you see results can be submitted here. And if you click the word here, then it will open up the Optimism Fractal web app. And then when you hit continue on that, then it will automatically fill the results of the accounts that each person had. So you'll see your account at the top, or the second top, or the third at the top, depending on where you got ranked. And then when you hit submit, then you should see a hash. If you want to double check, it's 68A8A04BT. And then if you hit push on chain, then they'll push it on chain. And the way it works is we need to have at least 66% of people submitting the results for people to get respect. So if you could please submit that on chain now, and then we're a minute away from the end of the respect game. And so we'll head back into the community room and go into the planning session for anybody who can stick around.
All right,
Okay.
we just submitted on chain.
Okay, great. I'm going to do it now too.
Doing right now.
Okay. And I suppose we'll just head back into the community room now. So thanks so much, Gabriel and Marc, for the awesome respect game, and I'll see you back in the community room.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Yep, confirming.
Okay, sounds great. I'm gonna hit leave breakout room there, and I'll see you in the community room. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So I'm curious, Gabriel, what do you think of the respect game?
Yeah, I just like I get used to it. It's my first time, so a little confused sometimes, but I think I enjoy it too much, and it's a good way to see how the ecosystem is evolving, who are contributing more. I think it's a good idea and the good initiative.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for the good feedback, and glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, it's a pleasure learning about your work. To Das and Rosemary, welcome back. Gabriel and Zeugh are both working on some really interesting stuff with Blockful, Blockful.io, and Nance app and ENS. So if you wanted to share any links, Gabriel, or if you wanted to reintroduce yourself a little bit for Tadas or Rosemary, then feel free. Also, curious to hear about your room, Tadas and Rosemary, how it went, and how you're doing. And we can also jump into the topics in the planning session now as well.
It went great.
Nice. Glad to hear it. Well, okay. Well, by the way, this formally concludes the respect game portion of Optimism Fractal 17th event. And now we're in the planning session event, which will be continuing for next 28 minutes or so on schedule. And so, yeah, if anybody has anything you want to discuss during these planning sessions, we're working on putting into a structure where people can vote with respect on topics. And we kind of have that structure right now because we have the proposal system, we have the snapshots. So if anybody wants to do that in general, you can, or you can always post in Discord. But right now it's kind of a loose structure. In the past few weeks, we've been using the Optimism Fractal Notion site, and there's a topic section at the bottom, which we've been doing kind of one person, one vote to choose a topic. But there's just the five of us here, and so we can kind of play it casually too. If anybody has anything you want to discuss that's on the top of your mind, then happy to hear it. The one thing that I wanted to discuss during this meeting too was just about the timing, about potentially changing the meeting to a different day. I suggested maybe Thursday at 17 UTC. Seems like it might be good because there's not many other Optimism events at that time, or not any others that I can tell. And it also follows up on the demo day, so people can come to the Optimism demo day, then come to Optimism Fractal right after that too. I also thought we could do Friday or Monday or a different day too, but we could also save the discussion for the Discord as well. And I see Marc is unmuted, and if anybody has anything else in your mind, then feel free to share. Happy to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, as far as timing, I think that would be great for us. I think we'd probably be able to attend more. Sometimes it's tough on the Mondays. Also, it is, yeah, at the same time as that other Grants Council meeting. So we do want to attend some of those as well. So I'm all for the movement of the time. We'll definitely keep attending. And then yeah, I've got to hop in a minute, but wanted to say thank you guys for having this. Also had a question, Dan. I know you ran through like the 100 different things that you're working on super fast, but I just wanted to follow up on as far as the education front. I mean, that's what we're all about at AB. So I wanted to definitely collaborate with you there. Where can I learn more? Maybe you could send a link or something where we could get more involved and just understand what you guys are doing on the education front and help contribute to that, because educating the public is a very big part of our mission here at AB. So would love to collab.
Yeah, I'd love to collaborate too. Thanks so much. And yeah, I'm really excited to see all the different channels you have on Farcaster. You have education, which seems like an awesome channel, it seems like. And I looked at your website a lot and enjoyed your presentation. So I love your educational content. And I mean, right now we post a lot of educational content on the Optimistics blog at optimistics.io/blog, and also the videos, which you can find on the YouTube channel or optimistics.io/videos. It's also on optimismfractal.com/media. And I've also got another kind of educational brand called Eden Creators with edencreators.com, where I have lots of articles and videos as well. And then thanks first, Mary, for sharing those links. In my presentation, I also mentioned that I'm planning to start up another initiative called Fractal Joy. And for that, I'm planning to make like a more comprehensive course structure with like an introduction to optimism, an overview of apps like Farcaster, and also do things like introduction overview for Respect Game. Right now with the Optimistics, we have like 5 tutorial videos for Respect Game, which is a pretty good start. You can find that optimistics.io/Respect Game, but I'm planning to go into a lot more detail and try to build a team around education for optimism, consensus games, general Web3, and general life stuff. Really, I want to expand it to all sorts of helpful stuff. But that's also kind of under development and like kind of early stages. So right now, optimistics.io, and if you search around the blog and the videos, there's a lot of educational content there, and I'd be happy to hear any thoughts you have in mind about how we could best collaborate. Education is really important, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to collaborating with you on that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'll definitely look into that stuff. You guys should feel free to post to Farcaster, on the education channel. We'll definitely, redistribute that and try to, pump it as much as possible. Also, I guess, yeah, last kind of thought too. I think an interview would be cool for to debut on the education channel. This is something that AB has got planned actually. Is an interview with we're actually kind of buddies with one of the directors of the Research Hub Foundation. So we were going to be probably launching a longer form interview with him on just learning all about Research Hub and the platform and how to use it and whatnot. And we wanted to, I mean, that'll be on YouTube, of course, but really we're trying to make like the education channel the spot that it's like debuting and where there will be a lot of discussion about it. So I think, the same thing could be very interesting for you guys. We would be happy to I could conduct an interview with either you, Dan, or multiple members of the team about just what is Optimism Fractal, in a kind of more loose format of just, you guys being interviewed, like learning more about your background, learning more about, what you're doing to educate the whole community. And I think, yeah, just pushing it on that education channel and throughout our various different channels on Farcaster, I think, could be beneficial to the community.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I'd be happy to do an interview. So yeah, please feel free to reach out to me whenever you think is the right time for that. And that'd be excellent. I'd be honored to be on the podcast you think you're doing, or the interview show that you're doing. So sounds great. And then yeah, and I see Rosemary putting out fire. Rosemary has a podcast too. She's only done a couple episodes, but like they're really good. That's actually one of the things that we were applying for the videos mission. I have a podcast as well that I just did one episode with Zaal so far. So we have a couple of like early level podcasts, and we're interested in doing more shows too. So perhaps in the future we could also interview you with Advantage Blockchain too, and help spread the education. But yeah, I'd be happy to join your show, and it'd be cool if perhaps Rosemary Tadas or maybe Gabriel, anybody else who joins. Like I think as we grow Optimism Fractal, I think it could be a great way where you can meet a lot of people who can be on the podcast or on the show, and vice versa and so forth. So I'm very open to those collaborations, and that all sounds great and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Nice. All right. Well, thank you guys. I got to hop too, but this has been awesome. And I'll follow up with all you, and look forward to seeing you guys on Farcaster and everywhere else.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Marc. Have a great day.
Thanks. I gotta go too. And yeah, thank you then about all this, and see you in next week's.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much, Gabriel. And yeah, feel free to reach out with any questions. Look forward to seeing you next week, and have a great day.
Yeah. Bye. See ya.
See ya. All right, here we are, just like we started.
Yes, back to the beginning. Yeah, so from our room, seems that Thursday 17 UTC works for everyone. Zaal would have preferred earlier, Monday's earlier time, but Abraham cannot attend on Mondays at an earlier time.
Okay.
So, but Thursdays 17 UTC seems to work for all from our room. So for Abraham, me, Rosemary, and Zaal.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And hopefully hopefully it still works well for Zaal as well. I mean, I thought a lot about maybe moving it earlier on Monday, but if that doesn't work for Abraham, and it would have to be 15:30 UTC or earlier on Monday, I think. So that's like pretty early for people on the West Coast. I'm surprised that's all one at that time. But it's like that's like 7:30 AM or something like that, right? I think. But okay, sounds good though. And so I guess the one person that participates a lot in the meetings that we haven't yet spoken with by the time is Hodlon.
Yes.
So it'd be good to see if that works for Hodlon, but otherwise I think that Vlad said that time works well for him, and Marc said that, and it seemed like that worked for Gabriel too. So I feel like that might be the best to go with 17 UTC on Thursday. And I suppose the next steps, we could just make a proposal, or I don't know, do you think we should just go ahead and make a proposal for the next step to see if we just change the time for next week's meeting to 17 UTC, or maybe we should reach out to Hodlon and just tag him in the chat and say, hey, this seems to work for everybody. Would this work for you?
Maybe let's reach out to Hodlon first, just in case. And just curious, did you consider 16 UTC on Thursdays?
Yes, but the problem with 16 UTC is that is when the Optimism demo day is. So there's usually like 20 people there or so. And if we do 17 UTC, that could work well, because then people could join Optimism Fractal right after that.
Yeah. So I think we should ask Hodlon first, because Fridays is also an option, and in our room, I think people would prefer Thursdays, but we might do Fridays as well. So maybe, and I would ask Hodlon. I'm not sure if he cannot attend, but he would do.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So let's do that. So I can message him, or if you want to go ahead and message him, then either way works. But I suppose if we could do it pretty soon, because if it is possible to change it for next week, that would be good. Although that might be rushing it, but
for me, it also would be good if we change it already for next week.
Okay.
I think we can do it if we are able to collect enough votes. Although now I wanted to create a poll for the council and I didn't know what mandate to make it. I guess it could just be Monday, but technically it should be until the beginning of next meeting. Yeah,
Okay.
so if we we don't want to change it to last minute, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a week in advance now, so it wouldn't be last minute if we can message Hodlon, and then maybe Hodlon would respond later today, and then we could put out like that proposal. And then I think us three are on the council as well as Zaal and Hodlon. So basically, we're just waiting on Hodlon, and if we can get Hodlon and if 17 UTC work for him, then and then we can just approve that proposal by tomorrow potentially.
Yeah, so let's create a proposal which expires on Wednesday, let's say. And if we are able to reach consensus by then, when we consider the time changed.
Okay.
Or maybe Thursday.
Okay, well, either one works for me. Anything else you think we should discuss about this here? Does anyone want to just message Hodlon now, and should we just say like, hey, at Hodlon, would Thursday at 17 UTC work for you? Basically, we can keep it pretty simple, I suppose.
Yep. Do you want me to write it?
Yeah, if you want to, that'd be cool. Because I see Zaal just tagged me, and so I gotta respond to Zaal as well.
Okay.
Also, by the way, there's been some exciting news to DAOs. Hodlon, I joined the Hats protocol community, and I've been in contact with the founders there. I think I told you a little bit about that, but they're very interested in like supporting and helping what we're doing. I think it's really cool. And then when I joined, Hodlon tagged me yesterday, and there's somebody named Chase who's been working on uh, tools and smart contracts for automatically changing MSIGs and like smart contract like ownership and stuff like that. So and he's interested in talking about it and sharing it, and he's done quite a bit. He has like some YouTube videos and stuff like that, and a bunch of open source code and stuff. So I'll follow up with you soon about that because I know we were looking for that kind of solution previously, and it seems like a really cool thing that he's been building.
Okay.
Okay. Is there well, another thing I guess we could discuss is backup plan. If 17 UTC doesn't work for Hodlon, then on Thursday, then I don't know if we should discuss that now, if that's worth discussing, or if we should just figure that out if that's the case. But I don't know what would be the case if that's true. I suppose we could just ask in the Discord again if maybe a different time work better. Friday at 16 UTC could work as well, but one issue with that is it's at the same time as the metagame call, and it has a lot of the same audience as like the same type of people who are interested in coordination. I joined those the past couple of weeks, and Peth, who's the organizer, also he registered for Optimism Fractal recently, and so if we did the same time as that event, then he wouldn't be able to join. And several people like Bitbeckers have joined that call in the past. So, and then at 17:30 UTC on Friday, there's another Optimism event. So I suppose maybe it's best to just go ahead and just tag Hodlon and hope that he's available at that time on Thursdays. And then if not, then we can figure some other option. Or I mean, also, well, we can just play by ear, basically, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Anything else you think we should discuss? We could wrap up the
No.
planning session early if you want. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Tadas, you think there's anything we should discuss here, or should we wrap it up early?
I think we can wrap up.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Looking forward to talking more about the OPF trees and stuff like that when we get a chance to, maybe next week or something like that. There's lots of exciting work that's been going on there. But yeah, sounds good. We can wrap it up. And so thanks everybody. Thanks Rosa Marie and Tadas, and big shout out to Marc and Zeugh and Gabriel and Abraham and Zaal and everybody who's been watching and helping out with Optimism Fractal and joining so far. Really excited for the future of Optimism Fractal. We'll be back sometime next week. We'll be back maybe on next Monday on 17 UTC as we do, or maybe if this proposal passes, then maybe next Thursday at 17 UTC. And of course, you can find all the details on optimismfractal.com and the Discord and the Luma link. If anybody has any last thoughts, then feel free to share it. If not, we can wrap it up with a go Optimism Fractal.
Go Optimism Fractal.
Go Optimism Fractal!
Go Optimism Fractal.
Woohoo! All right. Well, thanks all. See you
Okay.
next time.
Bye bye.